Hello, and welcome back to the h.e.r.LIFE Blogcast. Hey, Hannah.
Hello.
It's just the two of us today. I feel like we are back in my apartment in,
Oh.
I almost said South, not that. Yes.
No.
Man.
CSC, yes.
It's been a minute.
But it's the glory days.
Right? I know. We're going to get into it, but I'm feeling particularly nostalgic for today's episode because a lot of the things that we're going to touch on really just bring us back to the very beginning of the podcast.
Everything, yeah.
I know. So I'm like really excited. We'll get into it. I don't want to give any spoilers, but should I tell them what the episode's? No, because you know what? We're just going to wait. We're just going to wait and we'll get right into our reflections and then you'll just know what this day, September 13th, symbolizes too. Okay. Do you want to start with your happy?
Sure. So I think I said in the last episode that my brother was fostering puppies. So this past weekend we got to visit them.
Forrest and Lainey?
Yes, good memory. Yes. Forrest fell asleep in my arms like a little baby. It was so cute. They're very rambunctious and a lot of work, but super cute to play with for a little while. So that it really does work, like the puppy therapy. Like I wish Fordham really got on that because like I left there feeling de-stressed. It was really fun. We just love puppies.
Did I tell you that my sister got a cat?
No, really?
My sister came home for the weekend. It really was just like a day, like a half a day, really. She just came home. We went to dinner, and she dyed her hair like the TikTok trend. So that was like the first big reveal. She comes home and she has like pink in her hand. And we're like, all right, Sarah, live your truth.
This is Sarah. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, Sarah. And then she's like, okay, I have something else I have to share. And we're all like, oh God, like what could it be? She's like, so we kind of have a cat now. And we're like, what? First of all, Sarah's very allergic to cats. So like, how's that working out? I'm not sure. She swears this is like the one cat she's not allergic to. So whatever. They found it on the street.
Oh my God. Okay.
Brought it into the apartment. And I was like, Sarah, how are you allowed? Like she's not living on campus, but it's like still an apartment building of mostly students. I was like, they can't allow pets there. And she's like, yeah, they really don't. And I was like, all right, so what's the plan here? Like what?
That's good.
The plan? And she was like, well, it's going to be my emotional support animal. The paperwork is underway. And I was like, oh my God. And she's like, really?
At least you've got a plan.
I was like melting away. And I was like, I get it, but like, seems like a lot of red flags. Whatever. I'm like
take it to the vet or something at least.
I was like, does it have its shots? Like, what if it had, like, you have
rabies or something?
So, whatever. But therapeutic nonetheless. She is living
life. Good on her, I guess.
That's what I mean. I'm like,
cat, you know.
It's not here, so just whatever. I don't know. So that's Sarah. So I get the whole emotional support, therapeutic. My sister feels that. My happy this week, it's a big one, Han. We're officially celebrating our 1-year anniversary of the blog.
Oh my God, woohoo!
Isn't that crazy?
So crazy.
Because we just renewed the domain. Like, so I got like the email that's like, it's been a year, you have to renew it if you want to keep going. Oh yes, we're going. So I don't know, it was such a okay, obviously crazy year. It's insane. We don't need to harp on how strange and unconventional everything about this year, particularly the last 6 months, has been. But this has been like the one kind of consistent thing. It's given me a sense of normalcy and some structure, some routine, and that in and of itself has been very beneficial. And it's just really cool to see. We've talked about this a lot lately, like how much we've grown and how the show has kind of evolved. And I'm just really proud of it. We're a year in.
That's amazing. I can't believe it. Like I remember us getting on a conference call, like it wasn't a Zoom because that wasn't a thing really. It was literally a conference call on our phones. We like planned it all out. We had like the Google Docs and we're like, we're gonna do it, and then we did it, and here we are. So,
I'm just so happy.
We need to celebrate.
I know. We'll have a happy hour soon, and maybe we'll record it as like a bonus.
Stay tuned.
Outline.
Just off the cuff.
Yeah, right. Just see what happens. No, but I'm so excited. Very, very happy about 1 year. Many more years to come.
Cheers to that.
Okay, let's move on to excited. Han, what you excited about?
Okay, so this is random, but today, you know, like those Chessman cookies for like Pepperidge Farms?
I know exactly what you mean.
So good, so buttery. So I went to go eat them. Unfortunately, we're stale, so we're not that good today. But it inspired me to like make my own, but like add not made my own chessmen, but like shortbread cookies with the chocolate inside. Yeah. And I found this really good recipe that seems pretty simple. So I'm pretty excited to try it this weekend or sometime soon. Wow. Which sounds silly, but you know, like you can never just, you know, sometimes you just need a really good home baked cookie. You know?
That's the thing. It's good to like have that in your back pocket. Like this could become your cookie that you bring to the function.
Right. Right. And the recipe was like, this is like my, you know, like my Christmas cookie that I bake. And I was like, maybe it could be my Christmas cookie too. Who knows?
I'm going to shut my window because my dad is mowing the lawn and it's going to be.
Okay.
I didn't think about this before, but he's like right outside.
I don't hear it if that means anything.
So freaking hot. All right. Bonus content. I'm sorry. If it's not the dog, it's a lawnmower. Like, it's always something.
Work from home, you know.
You know, everybody's going through it. We're dealing. No, but I'm excited. That's good. It could be your Christmas cookie, and I hope to try one day when we're reunited.
Yeah. We're not 6 feet apart.
I know. Just throw a cookie across the room. I'm excited because this will just be a chill weekend finally. I've had a great past few weekends, but it's been a lot of go. It's been a lot of travel. I am very excited to just sit in one place and chill. I'm getting very behind on my Bravo shows, which is stressing me out because now it's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, you know, like I rank my priorities are like this podcast, Bravo. So I'm slipping on one of those and it's making me stressed. So I'm excited to get caught up on that. Just catch up on some more blog stuff. I'm working now. So like, it'll be a good catch up weekend and also a relaxing kind of break from the crazy. It was like so long of doing absolutely nothing and then like a month of a ton of stuff. And now I'm like, all right. I had my fill. Like, I'm good for a minute. Like, I need a minute. So I'm very excited. Similarly, simple, but we just need, like, a decompress. I'm excited.
Yes. No, 100%. It's always fun to just, like, be at home. Like, I think we get that way at school, too. Like, we'd have those nights where we're like, we can't go out tonight. Like, we have to stay in. We just need a night in. Like, Magic Mike's on Netflix. Like, watch that if you feel so inclined.
All the excitement we need. That's all we need.
I know. Speaking of Bravo, I think it's Bravo shows. There's a new Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Look at you with this breaking Bravo news.
Breaking Bravo news.
Has it all. This seems crazy. Right before we got on this call, Hannah, I was looking on my Instagram and somebody posted something crazy about how one of the housewives, everybody has a backstory is kind of the premise of this post, but she, in order to inherit the churches, I don't exactly know what it means. She's like some kind of like first lady of the church kind of situation. And in order to inherit that, she had to marry her grandmother's brother or something. I don't know the exact details, but like something weird where she like married someone so that her son is really her uncle in a weird way. Like it's freaking weird.
Whoa.
Everybody live your truth, I guess. I don't know, but like that's just going to be a very interesting dynamic to watch. And then how the other women are going to, I don't know her name. I didn't look into it too much. So that's like not a very, like, don't quote me, but there's something interesting about her marriage and how she got to inherit what she has inherited and how the family dynamics will shift because of it. And I can't wait. I cannot.
Wow, you have to keep us posted on that.
November 11th.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
November 11th premiere, so I'm ready. I'm ready. Also, quick Bravo news. Next week, I believe, or in the very upcoming weeks, but very soon on the show, we're going to have the Rizzo sisters, Maddie and Abby. Do you know them, yeah?
Yeah.
They're coming on, and we're going to do a whole Real Housewives of New York rundown of the season because that season's ending. Those girls love Real Housewives more than anyone I know, and we talk about it on Instagram all the time. I feel like we're always back and forth. So then when we heard the news about Dorinda Medley, who's like classic New York figure on that franchise, she's leaving the show. Like this is her last season. So I texted Abby and I was like, what is going on? And she was like, I need to process. And I was like, wait, you want to come on? And she was like, oh, we would love to. So
oh my God, amazing.
I am so
excited. That would be so fun.
we started outlining, so we're going back and forth. Maddie's in the process of moving, I think, so we're working on the scheduling, but that's coming up soon. They're definitely on board, and I'm so excited to do a whole Bravo deep dive. Plus, later on in this episode, Hannah and I are going back to our Below Deck roots. We're going to do more Bravo. This is a big Bravo episode. I didn't even realize.
Bravo. Please sponsor us, Bravo.
I know. Are you listening? Put us on your network.
I still have my posters from the Below Deck night. So good. They're like downstairs.
2 Below Deck franchises ago. Like, time is really slipping away. Like,
I know.
Long ago.
It seems like a whole like year has passed since that's happened. It seems I don't feel like I lived it, to be honest.
Seriously, I have no words.
Wild.
I can't believe. Can I just say I'm so mad at myself for being so nice to Chef Adam. Like, I was so excited to see him, and I was like oohing and ahhing over him, and then watching his season, I was like, I do not like you. Like, you're such a scumbag. And I was so mad that I gave him like this saddest. We did, because we gave him that. We were like, we were drooling. He's a hot guy. He's very hot. And he's very charismatic.
Very. He got mad at me kind of, because I was like, oh yeah, so like Captain Sandy, like she could be kind of what is that word? Micromanaging. Or I was like, oh yeah, that can kind of be annoying or whatever. She's like, kind of. Like, no, like she's like had a lot of pent up aggression about it.
I know. Anyway, so that's like one of the regrets that I have, but you can't live in regrets. We got to meet the Bravo celebrities, and honestly, I'd do it again.
Cool. Me too.
One day we'll go back.
We will.
Sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, should we go on to realization?
Yeah.
You go first.
Okay. So I've been in denial. I'm not gonna lie. I've been in denial about summer ending, and I think it's because, like, we're not at school anymore. It's just like this this kind of limbo state. So I was like, oh, whatever. It's so nice out. It's summertime. But I saw a commercial for the 31 Nights of Halloween on Freeform, and I was like, oh, like that just hit. And I was like, there's no stopping it. Like, fall is upon us. It is here. And don't get me wrong. Like, I love fall. Like, once I'm into like that feeling of fall, like finally summer's over, kind of like the weather's shifted. Yeah. But it's just like that first initial push of like getting out of summer it's just a little hard, So that really just woke me up right out of my denial. I was like
Freeform to put a little pep in our step. Like they're
like next week it'll be Christmas. Like Hallmark's already doing that. So.
I know, it's like full steam ahead. I totally feel. Ugh, it's crazy to think. Similarly, but not really, there's also another kind of end of an era that's happening right now, very of the moment, and I just don't know how I feel about it. My realization is that I don't know what reality television is going to do without the Kardashians. Have you heard this news, Hannah?
Yeah, I did. I saw a headline about it. Crazy.
If anyone doesn't know, Keeping Up with the Kardashians is no more. They're running like their final season, and then the show is over. I feel like I shouldn't be surprised. If you've been following along, Kourtney has been very anti Keeping Up for the last few seasons. That has been the plot line of the show, the fact that she doesn't want to do the show anymore. So it was very like breaking the fourth wall, talking a lot about production and how she just wasn't into it anymore, which like to each her own. She did her job. She made her money. Like she's good. They're all good. And that's the thing. They're going to be good. We're still going to see the Kardashians. They also trailblazed a whole new thing on social media and made that marketing strides and all kinds of different stuff. Like, they're vlogging their entire lives all of the time. So we're still going to get, but it's just going to be different. I don't know.
What was the reasoning?
I think it's just like probably I think it's Kourtney. Like, Kourtney didn't want to do it, and they can't really do the show. It's just a lot more work on Kim and Khloe too, to like pick up all those extra filming hours, and I guess it just wasn't feasible. I have the quote that they put out, their official statement. I'll read that now. To our amazing fans, it is with heavy hearts that we've made the difficult decision as a family to say goodbye to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. After what will be 14 years, 20 seasons, hundreds of episodes, and numerous spin-off shows, we are beyond grateful to all of you who've watched us for all these years, through the good times, the bad times, the happiness, the tears, and the many relationships and children. We'll forever cherish the wonderful memories and countless people we've met along the way. It's emotional. I feel like we grew up with the Kardashians, like watching like early seasons, like so much has changed.
Yeah.
It's so cool to just track it all. It is so weird.
It just always seems like a show that would like always be on like forever, because it's like they're live. So like, you know, how could that be canceled?
They're never going to run out of stuff to shoot. You know what I mean? It's not like they run out of plot lines. Like, their lives are insane and people are so invested. I think we still have the next season that's yet to air, but that's going to be all quarantine. So it's going to be different. Like, the Kardashians that we know and love are kind of done. Interesting. But anyway, it inspired me on a personal Instagram level to do my next bracket. I don't know if you guys follow me. You probably do. I'm sure anyone who listens to this also follows me on Instagram. But a couple weeks ago, I did the Zac Brack, which was a bracket of Zac Efron movies that we ranked based on hotness through like a tournament style thing with polls on Instagram stories. And it was my favorite thing that's ever happened in my life. Like, I had
so fun.
It was beyond. Charlie St. Cloud won, rightfully so. It's his hottest film. Like, we all knew. Okay. I was like mulling it over what I should do next. I was toying with some ideas, maybe Nicholas Sparks, maybe like Marvel heroes, all good choices. Hotness brackets are what I live for. But then this Kardashian news broke and a lot of people were DMing me. Like, that's not a thing I'm just saying to sound cool. Like, multiple people DM'd me and were like, wait, can we do a Kardashian kind of bracket? Kardashian moments, Kardashian something. And I thought, Kardashian exes. There are so many, and so many of them are hot. Think like, if we're going back like Reggie Bush, we could go back to Ray J, the start of it all. Like, we can really rank these out. There's so many, and that will be coming soon. So
I love it. I look forward to it.
So I'm so excited. I did a little promo for it today, like it was a real thing, and I like made a thing on Canva. I was like, the tournament is happening, the tournament of exes. So
I love it. I'm here for it.
It's like me. I'm so busy. I have no time to do anything, and then I spend an hour of my day today like making the promo for a bracket for no reason at all. It's priorities, man. I'm trying to build an empire here. You know what I mean?
You gotta do it. It's fine.
I could do it. So that's my realization, though. Reality television was forever changed by the Kardashians, and I'm curious to see what's gonna happen now. Only time will tell.
True.
No, I'll be watching. You know. Speaking of what we're watching, we previewed it a little before. We're going to do a mid-season debrief/deep dive of Below Deck Mediterranean, which is in its 5th season right now. Hannah and I have both been watching every week. Good season. Lots of turnovers. Oh my God.
Very, very high turnover rate. Like, like almost unprecedented.
You heard it here first. They literally had like 50% of their original crew. Like,
yeah,
it is weird.
It's crazy.
It was a wild season. But we have some. We'll just kind of run through. We made a list of things we wanted to touch on and kind of touch base with each other, because we've talked hit or miss after like big episodes to be like, oh my God, can you believe? But we haven't really talked about this season like we would if we were at school. So let's start off just with favorite cast member from the season. They could have left already. They could still be on. You take it where you want to take it. Do you want to go?
You go first. Okay.
I think I have to pick Jess because she's just such a refreshing character. I think so often the second and third stews are just like ultra chipper and everything. I don't know. It's just like they want to do the best job and they love, and they just want to impress the chief stew. And it's like, I appreciate that energy too. I do. And it's not that Jess doesn't want to do a good job. She's just very like over it. Like, she'll get done what she needs to get done, but like leave her alone about it. And I like that energy. And also on one of the recent episodes, she talked all about Demon Jess and how she gets kind of psycho. And she was like, so funny. She was like, sometimes in my past, like, Demon Jess comes out. And what did she do? She like wrecked some guy's apartment.
Yeah. He like just moved to something, and like the new place, amazing. It was just funny the way she told it.
So good, because Rob, who is a deckhand on this season, and her have been, they fell in love very quickly. And he had this girlfriend in the beginning of the season, but it was an open relationship. He since ended it with this girl. But now, mid-season, this girl's texting him, trying to weasel her way back into his life. But him and Jess are full-blown in love. Like, they're in love.
Going to Bali together, hopefully.
They're going to Bali together. And so the ex is back in the picture. Rob tells Jess about the situation, which I think was the right thing to do. It'd be weird,
100%.
but our girl did not react well. She was like, I wrote borderline psycho because she a little bit was. She's like, that's insane. I'm gonna kill her. Like, I'm gonna punch her.
Yeah.
I was so pissed, and I get it, but also it's like, whoa. But also I love
it. Right. Like the entertainment factor is amazing, and I was like, I have to agree. Like, I like Jess. Like, she just kind of like tells it like it is with like her humor and authenticity. Like, she's just what she's just Jess, and then. Because I find it, I don't know, like I usually have the crew of the deck. I usually have like a crew favorite, like, or like multiple. And I don't know, this season I'm just like really having a hard time, like really growing attached. So I think like, this sounds bad that I'm like, of the people, like I'm choosing her. But like,
but I know what you mean.
Keeps it real. Like I like Alex too, but like he loves Bugsy. So I'm just like.
Wait, how do you feel about Bugsy? Because like, I don't remember being, this is going to sound bad too, but I don't remember being as irritated with Bugs as I am this season. Like, she's annoying.
She's like another level of annoying.
Yeah.
Like with her, like at first I thought her hair clips were cute, and then like they were just like a lot. I'm just like, are you 5 years old? Like, do you need those?
She puts on, I don't even know how to explain this.
Hair clips.
Ginormous hair clips all around her hair.
All around her
plus
head.
A statement necklace, plus dangly earrings. Like, her head must just feel heavy. You can't wear that much stuff. It's so, it's just tacky.
I think someone made a comment about it on the show. Like maybe it was Hannah before she left. Or I forget who it was, but I'm pretty sure someone was like, what is, like, you're wearing like your table decor. Like, that's what you are. Like, no, I just find like she's, like, I don't know, she's too much. She's like, she's just very, like, she finally has her chief stew job, which she's been like itching to have, and like, oh, it just,
and it bugs me.
It just irks me. Huh?
I think I'm starting to resent her so much because I'm seeing a similar dynamic between her and Sandy as we see between Malia and Sandy.
Oh, don't even
where it's like they can do no wrong. It's like they worship the ground. Like, Sandy is worshiping the ground that they're walking on, and I get that. Like, Malia's been through it. She worked her way up. Like, she's good at her job. We're going to talk about that later. But it's like, oh my God, like, everybody can do wrong. Like, we need to still hold people accountable. And I feel like I just know how annoyed I would feel if I was on that crew and it was like, no matter what, Bugsy could do no wrong, Malia could do no wrong, and everyone else was like, see how good they are? Like, I would be. Right.
And like, I feel bad for Jess too, because she always got like yelled at every single time for the laundry. Like, you got to get this done. And that girl was working with like a broken finger and like heart palpitation. Like,
homegirl's going through it. I know.
She's going through it. Like, she has a little bit of a jealousy like issue, I think. But like, I love her. Like, she's funny and she's relatable. She's real. Like, she's not like, I don't know. She's not like those like, I'm gonna be the best ever and like shove it in your face. And she's like, this sucks, and
like, I'm gonna get this shitty job done, and we're gonna come out the other end with a big.
I'm going to freaking Bali. Like,
I'm gonna fly to Bali with this hot guy, and we're gonna have fun. Like, I'm happy for her. She's right. All of us. Let's pivot now to least favorite on the crew, which, like, again, is kind of hard to say because there are so many.
Like, a bunch of them.
The whole cast. No, I'll kick us off. Recently, I've been so annoyed with Tom, who is the new chef who came aboard.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Who is also Malia's boyfriend. So, like, I should have known he'd be the worst.
Right.
The first episode, I was so into. I was like, he's so great. He's so nice. We're bringing out like this nice, cutesy side of Malia. She's so happy to see him. Like, maybe it'll be the softer edge. Like, maybe he'll round out this crew. I had high hopes. And then it's like one piece of lobster is poached the wrong way, and he lost his goddamn mind in that galley.
He was like throwing like a hissy fit.
I've never seen anything like it with a temper tantrum. He is the worst.
If you're so classically trained, you should not be acting like that.
Can you do that at a Michelin star? No.
No, I agree. I also hate Tom. He's the worst. And I don't know, like, he's just he has this air about him, like he's too good for the boat. He's like, this is insane that I would try to come here. And I was like, well, you know what? Like, I don't care. Like, you're doing a job. You were asked to do it. You agreed to do it. Like, stop complaining. Like,
can I ask you something? Yeah. Do you think he's cute though?
No. Do you?
I thought I did. I thought like the first episode, and he like
the first episode I did.
Yeah, and like his first confessional, like when he put on his Wellington polo and he was like, I can't believe I'm here. Like it was like I was like, oh, he's endearing, he's cute, like he has this cute little smile. Like his selfies with Malia were cute when they would flash them. I was like, I'm gonna like Tom. I like Tom.
Yeah.
But then you see the ugly side, and he's just stripped of all his attractiveness. Don't you see how quick it happens?
Right. I think like his attitude goes into it. I think like I thought he was going to be cuter than he is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where, like, certain, this sounds really petty, but it's like certain angles, it's just like, ooh, no, like, what do you see, Malia? Like, I don't understand.
I know.
Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I just,
Yeah, Tom's the worst.
Tom's the worst.
He's like how good we had it before Tom. Even because I hated Adam on Sailing Out, like I hated him, but I might even take Adam over.
Oh, I would take Adam over him.
At least, like, I think Adam has some redeeming qualities. I can't think of anything that I like to watch about Tom. Because even the cute stuff with Malia is so freaking annoying. Let's bounce down to that, actually. Because
let's do it.
I want to talk about, Tom and Malia.
This is a very good point.
I'm just, like, very curious about their relationship. Like, we've established that we don't like Tom. But I wrote on here, like, I'm so curious about the inner workings of their relationship because they seem, and especially in the beginning, they were, like, so cutesy, so great. It's, like, no trouble in paradise. Everything is perfection. Like, we love each other, and we can get through it all. And maybe that's true, and that's great. Like, doesn't matter how you treat anybody else in the world because you have love. Like, maybe that's I don't know. But they both have, like, we've gotten bits and pieces this season of what happens when you wrong one of them or if you get on their bad side. So my thing is, like, what do their fights look like? And maybe that's very of me to question, but I'm so curious. Like, if they're really going at it, like, or they're mad at each other, like, I think it must get vicious because I think they're
I think so. I think they are. I think those fights are, like, big blowout fights. Like, they have to be. Like, they both throw tantrums when they don't get what they want. Like, Malia was, like, so mad at Hannah when she wouldn't switch the rooms, and she, like, created this whole big thing and, like, pulled Sandy in, was, like, getting mom involved. Like, come on. And then, like, Tom, like, storming off about, like, the freaking lobster. Like, come on. Like, it seems, like, almost, like, immature.
Very much.
And I thought it was interesting because did you watch this past week?
No, I didn't watch it yet. From Monday?
It's not really
you could
spoiler.
I don't mind.
Okay, it's not really spoiler because, like, Rob and Jess are kind of having, like, some difficulties.
Yeah.
So every time they had, like, Rob and Jess fighting this episode, like, they flip it to Malia and Tom, like, play fighting in, like, their cabin and, like, laughing and, like, portraying them as, like, the perfect couple on board.
Wow.
And it just, like, bothered me so much that I was just like, oh my gosh, it was. When you see it, let me know what you think.
And you know, Malia and Tom were watching that back, like, oh yes, this is so accurate. We are above everybody. Like, that's what almost bothers me more, is that the satisfaction that they got from watching that is, like, annoying to me.
And it's very annoying because it's like, we're better. And I think that's like their whole, like, superiority complex that they both have.
That's so annoying.
I don't know. I just they're.
I'm just like,
it's so annoying.
And I want to say about Malia and we wrote on here the ever-changing likability of Malia, because if we go back a few seasons when it was the love triangle with Malia, Wes, and Adam, I hated her then because she was the worst. Like, she was playing both of those boys like a goddamn fiddle, and she loved every second of it. Like, she loved so much.
Even so, because the previous Below Deck from that season was on, like, yesterday, and I was watching it. She even had Bobby falling for her, if you remember.
Oh my God.
She was like,
take a minute to talk about Bobby. Bobby might be my favorite Below Deck cast member ever. He is so hot to me. Do you agree? I'm so into Bobby.
I think he's hot. Yeah. I think, like, his personality is a little
but
iffy.
I think that's why, because I'm into like the toxic, you know what I mean? I was like, he wouldn't be great, so I'm like more into it. I could change him. Feel it. Bobby has my heart forever. I miss him. Do you think he'll ever come back? I would love to see him back.
I hope so.
Like, this season needed Bobby, don't you think?
I think so, because he's like yeah, definitely, because I was like the crew, there's like not that one person that's like.
That's what I mean. And we talked, well, let me circle back to Malia before I say what else I was going to say, because I'm like getting all out of order here, but I'm like so excited.
Sorry, that was totally my fault.
No. I was excited. Like, I was like, can I talk about Bobby now? I was talking about Malia because my point is, a couple seasons ago, I didn't like her. Like, the last time we saw Malia, I was glad she was off the show. I didn't like her. She really was just manipulative, I thought. Then she came back this season, and I remember vividly having a conversation with my sister when she was still home. We watched the beginning of the season and being like, man, I can't even remember what it's like to not like Malia. I think she's so level-headed. In the beginning of the season, she was so level-headed. I was so proud of her for being bosun and for doing such a good job and for keeping all the boys in line and like not taking anybody's shit. Like, I was so proud of her, and it was so empowering to watch. It really was. Especially
I agree.
I was so into it. But you just give her some time until she gets comfortable with everybody, and then she starts picking fights for no reason and returning to that very manipulative, very spiteful behavior that it does not make a good leader. Like, you can have all the training in the world, and you can be very good at the hard skills that you need to be a good bosun. And I'm not going to pretend like I know what all those hard skills are, but I watch the show. But, like, it all means nothing to me if you aren't, like, a decent person at the end of it, right? Like, that's so frustrating.
I agree. No, I remember talking to you too, and I was like, oh, I love Malia. Like, she's, because it was the start of the season, they're like, women run boat, like the captain, bosun, and chief stew. Like, that's great. Like, this is amazing. And yeah, like you said, it's just like, I was happy for her. Like, she handled the boys, like, especially with Pete and all that, like all his stuff, like, who we don't even see anymore for, like, they did that on purpose. But I just find her very self-serving, and like she's always like doing what she can in front of Sandy, especially to like be on her good side and like making her kind of like two-faced. And I don't know.
She totally is. And I've seen a lot about like, oh, is this just a woman thing? Like, are we hypercritical of Malia and how she, like, do we focus on the bad stuff just because she's a woman and like we're not used to seeing her in a role like this, and that's why we're hypercritical? I don't think that's the case at all. I'm always very critical of the bosuns. Ashton, an asshole.
Oh, yeah, we did not.
Like, every bosun that's ever been on this show is the worst. And I think that Malia fell right into that trap. It's like, we were rooting for you, sister.
I know.
Damn it, Malia. Anyway.
No, I agree, because like when you and I like have these discussions, when the crew doesn't deserve the credit, we strip them of it, because it's true. Like, like, Ashton was horrible. It was like he was nice until he became bosun. You're right. It's like this fatal flaw of like the bosun position. It's like once they get to this power position, right to their head, and then they're always constantly thinking, well, I'm captain. Like, I always find that they're talking about that, and I'm like, good for you, but also like you're not there yet. So you gotta like
take a step
treat
back.
the people around you with respect.
Yeah.
And it's not just all about you.
Totally.
And like your goals or whatever.
No, I completely agree. I think that we had a couple other things, but I think for the sake of time, we'll wrap it up there, because I feel like we said the important things that we need. Do you have anything else that you just like need to say about anything? Okay.
I think we did good work on that.
So like I vented what I needed to vent. Like, I was really about it. So like, thank you for indulging.
Yes. Oh, thank you as well.
Yeah. I tried really hard to get kind of somewhat of a seamless, even with some seams that weren't like invisible seamed, transition between the below deck portion of this episode and the second half. But like, I don't think there's anything. I can't think of it. So I think we're just going to make a hard like and change to the actual topic of the episode. Which is, okay, like, this is like so random. I know it's random, but it's going to be so fun to talk about. Today, September 13th, is National Bald is Beautiful Day.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So we wanted to dedicate at least a portion of an episode to, just celebrating baldness and highlighting the beauty of some bald men that we have come to know and love on the screen in particular. I wish that Captain Lee was more bald so that could have been my transition. Like another bald guy that we love, but he's not. Like he's got
He's got hair.
There. So I couldn't use it. Forgive the transition. Know that we're equally passionate about below deck and bald men. Okay. So sometimes when I don't know what to do an episode about, I'll just look on national calendar, like what is it? Like nationaldaycalendar.com. And they give me all these random days that exist. And I'm like, oh, maybe that could work for an episode. And that's what happened today. But I'm glad it did. We've got a great lineup for you guys. Let me read you a little something from nationaldaycalendar.com about National Bald is Beautiful Day. National Bald is Beautiful Day is on September 13th, and it honors noggins without hair. Being bald brings a beauty all its own. Not only does baldness come in many forms, but it also comes with some convenience. For men, especially, the cost of hair products and haircuts is reduced. Additionally, reduced grooming time for men who find no hair must be a relief. However, hair loss can be stressful for both men and women. Whether the cause is due to illness, medication, family heritage, or age, most people hope to keep their hair for as long as possible. Bald is beautiful in so many ways. By going bald, we shed our vanity regarding our hair. Baldness is a vulnerability. Those who have hair loss of any kind know this feeling. Facing it head on, unintended, what once might have been a mantle of glory takes courage. Others may choose baldness. The inconvenience of hair is more than they have time for. They prefer the shiny and smooth paint.
I don't know.
What is paint?
Is it pate? No, I don't know what it is.
However, they prefer the shiny and smooth over the maintenance of a regular haircut. However, once shorn, I don't know what the hell I'm reading anymore. I did not prep this stuff. I just thought it was funny how they gave such a description. The part that I want to focus on is that baldness could be a necessity or it could be a choice. No matter the case, there's beauty in vulnerability, and we want to celebrate that today. God, this is weird. Like, I'm going to go ahead and say, like, this is very random and weird. Emma was like, guys, I can't do it. It's too weird. You're on your phone. But I'm happy to do it.
I'm excited.
In my research for this, and Hannah, I'm excited to share this, I came across a website, which is now my new favorite website that I'm going to share with everyone I know, called www.wearebald.com. And I came across it, and I was like, what could this be? I'll tell you exactly. This is their mission. This is my favorite thing. The team at We Are Bald is dedicated to studying the best cosmetic products for the bald lifestyle and bringing you our insights. We provide product reviews, lifestyle articles, and education for the bald community. Our community is made up of risk takers and enthusiasts of life, never set back by their current situation and always seeking to adapt and change. I felt empowered by that. And so I was
empowered. What'd you say?
I feel empowered.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you said something after that. I'm sorry.
No. I wanted to share it, and I'm glad that We Are Bald
I like that.
Exists.
Me too.
I just want, if there's anyone bald listening, like, I hope that you're following up this website because I feel like they could really help. Okay. I just, like, I feel very out of my element. This is, like, a bit, I don't even freaking know. Like, I think I had in my head that once we were recording, it would, like, go smooth and, like, everything would just make sense, like, as if this was a normal thing to talk about. I just, like, did anybody really know that Bald is Beautiful Day is a thing? No, like, we are your...
We're drawing attention.
Like, this is important. Like, we want our bald listeners to feel supported and loved, you know? So that's why we're doing this. Yeah, okay. So our next main segment, second portion, will be Swoon of the Week, Bald Hottie Edition. Hannah and I each picked a number one bald guy, celeb, to do a little, like a mini deep dive.
Yeah.
Give a little bit of background.
I would say, like, both of our picks are pretty stellar.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, I'm just excited to talk about these bald guys. Balds or not, they're hot, and they've got good stories, and we're going to share them now. Do you want to start?
Yeah. Sure. Okay, so I was like, oh, there's, like, quite a few, you know, like Vin Diesel, like Bruce Willis was one of my hot take.
Hot take, hot dad. I remember it well.
Hot take, yeah, hot take, hot dad. That's what I thought so. Jason Statham, because he's got the baldness and some of the facial hair. He's the transporter. But ultimately, I decided on a fan favorite of me and my mom's, The Rock. We love Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So yeah, a little bit about him. Let me see. Okay. Well, actually, it was just announced that him and his family actually have COVID, which is pretty sad.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, right? They got it from family friends, like, recently.
Oh, no.
Sad. Like, his little baby daughters, oh, they're so freaking cute. He, like, always has, like, his daughter, Tia, I think her name is, and, like, she doesn't know that he's Moana. Sorry, he's not Moana. He's Maui. That he's Maui. And so she'll be singing, and, like, it's just the cutest, the videos that he has. But anyway, that's, like, the most recent thing that I have about them. He was born Dwayne Douglas Johnson on May 2nd, 1972 in Hayward, California. So that makes him 48 years old. We know how to do math. So we know him as an actor, but obviously he got his name The Rock from when he was in his wrestling days, and then he was a football player in America and Canada, because he's American Canadian. Yeah. I think his dad was from Nova Scotia, I think. But yeah, so his dad was a pro wrestler. His name was Rocky Johnson, and then his mother's adopted father, Peter Malia, was also a pro wrestler. So it kind of runs in the family. He lived in New Zealand for a quick bit before growing up in the U.S. I do. I have a thing for New Zealand. He went to high school in Honolulu, Nashville, and Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, which I found interesting because I was like, yeah, Pennsylvania,
I love Pennsylvania.
So sorry, just lost my words. Yes. Retired, yes, WWF wrestler and Canadian. We said that, okay. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I totally lost where I was. Well, we know that he wasn't always bald. I actually don't know if it was a decision to, like, shave it off. I think it must have been, because I don't know if he continually shaves it or if, like, he just went bald. But
I get the vibe that he is an active shaver.
I feel that way too. Because we saw in the movie The Game Plan, he had hair, but honestly, I like the bald look. It works for him.
Yeah.
So he's been in, speaking of, The Game Plan, Jumanji, the new Jumanji movies, which if you haven't seen, they're so funny and I highly recommend. The Mummy Returns as the Scorpion King, and then in the spin-off movie, The Scorpion King, which, fun fact, he has 2 world records, and one of them was for being in the Scorpion King and being, like, I think the total that his movie made was like $5.5 million. So that's, like, the record of, like, for the first time ever being a leading man and making that much money off of his movie. So I was like, I guess, like, he's really jumpstart. Yeah, I know, right? San Andreas, Baywatch, Moana and Central Intelligence, and many more. So now here are some fun facts from the website Thrillist.com.
Thrillist.com.
Yeah, if you have some time, you should definitely go and check it out because there's a lot on there. In high school, his classmates actually thought that he was an undercover cop because, he was so big. He didn't look like a normal, like a normal kid. He eats 7 meals a day.
Wow.
Yeah. And one time he says when he was baking a cookie cake with Martha Stewart, when they were discussing, casually, he's usually have 1 or 2 steaks a day. So he's packing on the protein. He's got to eat to fit, those muscles.
Yeah.
They got to get their energy somewhere. He didn't only rap in Moana. Apparently he recorded a song titled "It Doesn't Matter" with Wyclef Jean. Is it Jean? I don't know how to say it. I'm so sorry.
We're not big. I didn't know that.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so I already mentioned the first world record of being in the Guinness Book of World Records for the movie, but Rachel, you'd like this one. He has the most taken selfies in a 3-minute time span when he was on his premiere of the San Andreas in London.
Wow, that's a record to hold.
Right? I don't know. So surprising. I just feel like he's like this down-to-earth guy. Like,
he really is like a man of the people. That's the vibe that I get. Is. Like, he'd be nice in life. Yeah.
Exactly. And like he's portrayed characters in so many different ways, like so many different, we love The Rock.
It's very we love The Rock.
And then apparently he wears a different cologne for each of the different characters that he plays. So that's how he gets into character, method
that.
acting. And then this is one of the ones that I think surprised me the most. Tim Burton had The Rock as his second choice to play Willy Wonka in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Could you imagine?
Insane. Could you imagine?
No, so different from Johnny Depp, like complete
night and day.
How different that movie would have been.
To see a Rock portrayal of Willy Wonka. Like, I can't even wrap my head around that.
I don't even know, like, he would be very, like, it would have to be, like, a comedy at that point, I would think.
Right? Like, really to play wow.
Which is so bizarre, because usually Tim Burton movies are more dark and...
Yes. Johnny Depp-like. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah, like, Johnny Depp is Tim Burton,
Wow.
It's crazy, right?
That's insane.
So some of those, interesting facts from Thrillist.com. Check it out if you have time, because it was really fascinating. Some of them I didn't put on there. Yeah. So I just want to say, The Rock, Dwayne, if you're listening, you are a hunk, seemingly great guy, and we're big fans. And that smile has to be worth $1 million. It's so nice.
It's like Julia Roberts too. Like, that's the smile we're after here. I get it.
Right.
Man.
Amazing.
Great, Hannah. Great pick.
Thank you.
His bald is beautiful. It really is. And
his bald is beautiful.
I'm happy we got to dish about him a little bit. I learned a lot. Thank you, Hannah.
Me too. Yes, I'm excited to hear about yours.
Yes. Okay, so my pick is someone we've talked a lot about on this show. Same with The Rock. Like, we have these, they just keep coming back. So I'm excited we could do this deep dive. My pick, Swoon of the Week, Bald Hottie Edition, Taye Diggs.
Oh, yeah.
Taye Diggs
love Taye Diggs.
He's just so special to me in so many ways.
He also has a great smile.
Great. This could be the smile episode. Was it National Smile Day? Like, come on.
Yes. Just replay this clip.
I love it. Okay, so he was born Scott Leo Diggs on January 2nd, 1971. He's coming up not far from Dwayne. He is coming up on his 50th birthday. Dwayne. I say Dwayne. Like, nobody calls him Dwayne. Like, The Rock. Why am I being so weird? He's coming up on 50. Both of them are. So, interesting. We could have picked any bald guys we wanted, and we both went for the older, because I think you have a little bit more, what's the word? Like, it's more distinguished, perhaps, once you got a couple years. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. They figured out how to rock their bald looks. I'm happy to dish about it. His, oh, yeah. So, I know what you're thinking. Where do we get Tay from Scott? Like, that's a weird thing. His uncles used to call him Scott-tay, like Scotty, but like Scott-tay, and then it stuck, and then he was Taye Diggs.
I like that.
I know. So, hey, Tay, we love that.
Hey, Tay.
He got his start on Broadway, actually. His Broadway was in the ensemble cast of the 1994 Tony Award-winning revival of the musical Carousel. I'm not familiar with Carousel.
Yeah, I studied that in my Broadway musicals class. Yes. Yeah, I couldn't really tell you. I didn't. I don't know. We didn't watch like the whole thing. I honestly don't remember it. Oh, this is like a couple months ago, but that's interesting.
In fact, a Broadway play that happened.
Yes, I can confirm.
Then, in just a few years later, 1996, Diggs originated the role of landlord Benny in Rent, which was big. I didn't realize he was original cast on Broadway. That is where he Idina Menzel, who was also obviously in Rent, and they got married. Did I just forget that they were married for years? Okay.
Oh my God, really?
I don't know if I blocked it out. I don't know if I ever knew. Like, I completely forgot that was a thing.
Wait, that's crazy.
For 11 years. Like, there was a long marriage. They were married from 2003 to 2014, and they have a son together, Walker. He's now 11. They split in 2014, and I got into a rabbit hole of YouTube videos about like why they split, because they were very like tight-lipped about it. Nobody really said what was happening. From what I dug up, it seems like Taye Diggs has a bit of a wandering eye that became a problem when you're Idina Menzel, which I understand. Live your truth. I don't know the details. That's all. Nothing has been confirmed, obviously. I cannot believe. I was like shocked to rediscover this. I just didn't realize. But yeah, Rent started it all for them. They were in a lot of Broadway stuff together after that. He was like an understudy or something in Wicked for a while. Like I had no idea that he had such a big Broadway career.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I have to look up him singing because I just didn't realize. Anyway, he went to Syracuse, studied like musical theater, so it makes sense. But
is he from New York?
He, I think, was born in Jersey, then was raised in Rochester, maybe. I should have wrote that down. And then went to Syracuse for undergrad, and the rest is history. He made it to Broadway, you know? Anyway, so his Taye Diggs' like mainstream breakout role came in 1998, and I know we talked about this briefly before, How Stella Got Her Groove Back. Quickly became one of my favorite movies once I saw it. It was, he played opposite Angela Bassett, who was this like 40-something. She played this character who was like, had kids, was divorced, trying to get her groove back. She goes to some tropical destination, I think it was Jamaica, and yeah, because he has this Jamaican accent in the movie, meets this young hunky 20-year-old guy. They have like this love affair on the island. Then she goes back with her son. They full on fall in love. She brings him back, and it's like, whoa, he's so much younger. Can they make it work? You'll have to watch the movie to see, but he was like prime hotness, still bald back in the day, in his like baby role. So hot. The smile, he's just like, oh my God, I just can't. I'm like,
dreamy. He's dreamy.
So How Stella Got Her Groove Back is kind of, I think, when people were like, okay, Taye Diggs is a mainstream actor now. This isn't just a Broadway guy. Like, he can do an accent. He could do Angela Bassett. He can do anything. You know what I'm saying? Taye Diggs is doing great. Then he co-starred as Sam Bennett opposite Kate Walsh in Private Practice.
Yeah, that's how I mostly know him. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine, which is the great spin-off. I wanted to ask if you watched that. He did that from 2007 to 2013, so that was like a good stretch. Became a staple. You know, I think that's where people like really solidified him in the Hollywood game, I would say. And then I would say his stardom kind of was recently rediscovered by a whole new generation. Once quarantine happened, and All American, the CW show, which came out in 2018, was released on Netflix. The first 2 seasons are up on Netflix, and I think that was the first big binge of quarantine. Like, everybody was talking about All American, and he played Coach Bennett. Wait, was his name? No, Coach Baker. I was getting the Private Practice. He played Coach Baker, who everybody was thirsting over so hard, and I understand why.
Hot.
So hot. I don't know. Like I said, we talked about him. We talked about him before on the 6-month anniversary episode because of All-American. We talked about him again on the Father's Day special as a shout-out, honorable mention of a hot dad. Taye Diggs, you are beautiful to us. We love your baldness.
Very beautiful.
Taye Diggs, if you're listening, I love you. I'm glad that you're bald and you are sticking with it. Before we end, Hannah, I have a couple more notes from nationaldaycalendar.com about how you and your friends can observe National Bald is Beautiful Day in your own homes. Do you want to hear?
Oh, yeah. I think we just broke the first one.
This one's going to be better. I proofread this one. Okay. No need for hats, scarves, or cover-ups of any kind. Let it all shine, says nationaldaycalendar.com. Other ways to celebrate this national day include giving a shout-out to a friend who wears their baldness with savvy. Okay. Organize the Bald is Beautiful group. If anybody wants to be in the group, let us know. Trade tips and scalp care secrets. Try breaking a world record, a la The Rock, for the most bald people gathered in one place. If you do, be sure to let the good people at nationaldaycalendar.com know. And you could also, of course, always support someone who's struggling with hair loss. If anybody out there is listening is struggling with hair loss, we are with you. We support you. And I hope that you will embrace your baldness when it comes.
Yes, I agree.
That is the weirdest outro. The weirdest outro we've ever done. I don't know how to bring it back. Like, I don't even know what to title this episode because it was just as much below deck and bald. That's all.
I was just going to say, something the alliteration would be bald, below deck, and I don't know.
That's all we got. Hannah, this has been one of the weirdest episodes. I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. I love you.
Right back at you. I had a lot of fun. This is great.
Me too. I needed this. Oh, okay. If you like what you're hearing, make sure to follow us on Spotify and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. As always, rate and review if you feel so inclined. We would really appreciate. You can find us on Instagram at h.e.r.blog.life. I have no idea which part of this episode we're going to use for an IGTV. Really go in a lot of directions. I'm not sure. For our blog post, we have a recent blog post. My long weekend on Long Island post is up on Spotify and on the blog now. You can find that at www.h.e.r.bloglife.online. Finally, for behind-the-scenes videos of our recordings, just search Rachel Malik on YouTube. This will be an interesting one to watch. Hannah and I are going back. We're wearing some hats, like we're chilling. So if you want to see the behind-the-scenes chill vibes from the Balls Below Deck episode, find us on YouTube. As always, thank you for listening.
I'm Hannah Logerfo.
And I'm Rachel Malik. This has been the h.e.r.LIFE Blogcast.